down 1,000 times. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm standing right here. Demons all around, but I ain't got no fear.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert, the fantasy football counselor. In this video, I'm talking about count them, four safe wide receivers to target for fantasy football 2023. Go back a couple episodes. I did one on 4 running backs that were super safe for fantasy football 2023, giving you some safe options here. Now, we know with fantasy football, there is no such thing as safety. Safety in fantasy football, not even a thing. Can't even talk in the same sentence. But what you can do is ensure you have as close to an optimal roster as possible. And I do that for you in the 16-round draft solution. So if you've not got it yet, you are missing out because I'm literally handing you the fantasy football championship on a silver platter. So secure the solution, secure the championship. I've linked it below here, guys. Head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com under programs, or simply click below here. Secure the solution. Use code SMASH to save. Sleepers, breakouts, optimal players to draft in each round. This is the game changer. Grab 16 rounds right now and join the fantasy front lines right now below, guys. Join. This is an in-season community or all year round if you guys want to stay, which I recommend. You know, you get exclusive logs, you get waiver wire, you get starts and sits, everything in the front lines, linked it below as well. Patreon.com/FF Counselor. If you're in the car, that's patreon.com/FF Counselor, giving you all the tools to crush your league. All right, guys, let's get to this show here. 4 safe wide receivers. Drop a thumbs up. Lion mentality. Fantasy football is here. Okay, guys, I'm super excited. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content lately. We've added Gwen to the show. She's been awesome. Connor and her are going to be going back and forth together. I mean, typically they agree on stuff. We got Jim adding his value. He's really well versed in fantasy football. And, of course, Tim and his humor. So we got lots of content coming your way in the off season, as we lead up to the draft and in season as well. So make sure you guys do subscribe to the #1 fantasy football podcast. All right, let's talk about these 4 wide receivers. Again, before I do, smash that thumbs up. The first wide receiver here that's super safe. Now, I implore you guys to go running back early. Now, you may want to mix a wide receiver as part of your robust RB strategy, meaning in the first 4 rounds, you can go 3 running backs, but make sure you have one good ace wide receiver in the first 4 rounds. That could be helpful. In round 1, you got your Jamar Chases. Round 2, there's a couple options there as well. There is some options here you want to secure. And again, I explain all that in the 16 rounds. So yes, robust, but do not be shy to pull the trigger on a wide receiver in your draft relatively early, okay? This first safe one here, I know it's Captain Obvious here. I'm going to give you guys 3 relatively obvious safe wide receivers. I'm going to give you guys 1 kind of mid-rounds here. But the first one is Jamar Chase. Why do I like Jamar Chase so much, guys? Very simple last year, okay? 1,000 yards, just over that, 9 touchdowns, 134 targets. He had more targets than T. Higgins last year, and he only played 12 games. Finished as 11th in PPR amongst wide receivers. Only, let me recap this, only 12 games. That's pretty remarkable. The talent is there. The youth is there. The upside is there. Joe Burrow contract year. Barring any type of injury to either Joe Burrow or Jamar Chase, this guy finishes as the #1 wide receiver. Now, you can say Jefferson's safe, but they brought in Addison. They got Hawkinson. It's a new running back situation there. Is Madison going to be the guy? Madison, Addison. You got all these other question marks. Cousins is going to be safe and solid. Yeah, I mean, Jefferson's safe as well, but I do think that Chase supersedes him this year, barring any type of injury. And if he plays the full season, Jamar Chase is a better, more talented receiver and a better opportunity, younger quarterback, great situations, and bounce back. Last year, got a little banged up a couple games. That he should be good to go this year. So Jamar Chase is an ultra safe wide receiver. Now, the big question is, do you want to invest in a wide receiver early? That's the big question. For me, it's a big no. For you guys, maybe it's a different situation. Maybe you want to go wide receiver round 1. Jamar Chase is the guy to go, in my opinion. I like to go running back. I like Bijan, okay? Number 2 here, another safe wide receiver. And again, these are bigger names, obviously, because they're safe, right? It's just a matter of, will you invest the early draft capital in them? And I don't mind going a wide receiver, in the 2nd round here after I've gotten a Taylor or a Bijan or someone like that. But the guy I'm talking about here is Garrett Wilson. Now, Garrett Wilson is ultra safe. I'll tell you why. Finished 21st last year amongst wide receivers. Now you're saying, well, Joe, that's not really that exciting. It is, considering you had crappy quarterbacks throwing the ball that included Zach Wilson. A lot of mediocrity at the quarterback position, and quarterbacks make wide receivers special. He didn't have a special quarterback until now. Aaron Rodgers already comparing him to the likes of Adams. Now, I don't know whether he's doing this because, Adams had compared Derek Carr to Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. But either way, I think there's still an upside. I heard in training camp, he's looking good. OTAs, minicamp, all that stuff. Throughout this entire offseason, I've been hearing nothing but positive reviews and reports that Garrett Wilson's the real deal. And again, just over 1,000 yards last year, 4 touchdowns. That's definitely going up. 147 targets, 83 receptions. This is, again, with crappy quarterback play. He's going to be the main guy in New York with a good running back situation there with Breece Hall, Michael Carter, and if they bring Cook, hopefully not. Either way, the Jets have made some really good moves offensively, and that is going to benefit Garrett Wilson, who, again, you spent a second-round pick. He's got major ceiling here with the veteran Aaron Rodgers. Listen, they're here to win it this year. They don't bring in a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, draft all this young, amazing talent, not to make a deep playoff run. Aaron Rodgers is in it to win it. He's going to make an impact, and the ball is going to consistently go to Garrett Wilson. They got other crappy receivers there, Lazard, all these other guys. They suck, okay? Wilson's the guy. Expect a lot of volume, a lot of targets, and a lot of fantasy points going his way, all right? Garrett Wilson, ultra safe. The third guy here, again, make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, drop a comment, make it interactive, Lion mentality, drop a comment. Who is super safe at the wide receiver position? Love to get your feedback here. Coming at number 3 here, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Love him. We got Jameson Williams out on suspension till at least week 7. I do like the addition of Laporta at tight end. We know that Jahmyr Gibbs is going to eat as well. They've got some other weapons, but Amon-Ra is the main guy. Last year, very consistent, 146 targets, 106 receptions, 1,100 yards. Amazing stuff for a guy who everybody slept on. I was telling you, hey, draft this guy in the 4th round. He is the steal. I explained this and I implored you in 16 rounds to draft Amon-Ra St. Brown, who was in a great situation. A lot of people listened. A lot of people did not. Now the Chiefs are riding him. Now, I liked him a little better last year because he was coming off in the 4th round, but I do feel ultra safe for them in the 2nd round as a guy that is going to consistently produce, consistently get the ball, and consistently put up fantasy football points. Amon-Ra St. Brown, ultra safe. Okay, guys? Again, we are looking at safe situations, safe volume distribution, and safe upside, okay? The last guy here, not as safe, but I get him way later. I get him rounds 5 to 6, right? Coming off relatively as early as, I don't think he's coming off in round 4, but typically round 5 is kind of the sweet spot on where this guy comes off. The guy I'm talking about is Deontay Johnson. I feel safe for them at that ADP. Last year, 147 targets, 0 touchdowns, allergic to the end zone, as Gwen was saying. And that is a big problem when you look at a guy who didn't find the end zone. You're like, okay, not that exciting. But 882 yards in a bad year where Mitch Trubisky started the year off. Pickett was not settled in. Offensive line had some issues. Everything has been improved since, okay? Now, Pickens can eat into this volume. They've got Freiermuth. They've got Najee. But Deontay's still the main guy, okay? He is an underrated wide receiver with solid route running. He had some drop issues in the past, but he should have overcome that. They did add one of the top offensive tackles, guys, in the NFL draft, improving the O-line in Broderick Jones. Very early draft capital in him. They got Darnell Washington at tight end, who can be a blocker as well. And they drafted another guy, Spencer, something in the round 7 as an offensive tackle as well. So they have made significant improvements on the O-line and have addressed the situation to protect the young Kenny Pickett. Great coaching. Tomlin, one of the best coaches, believes in his team. Deontay is the veteran guy. He's going to get fed. The volume's going his way. And obviously, it was a little more upside Big Ben. You kind of, what you see is what you get. But now I believe the Kenny Pickett-Deontay connection will continue this year. And I can get Deontay for immense value, guys. I think there's going to be safe volume going his way, all right? So we got Jamar Chase. We got Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and we've got Deontay Johnson, okay? Ultra safe. Now, there's a ton of wide receivers as well that could be safe, and there's a ton of wide receivers that have a lot of question marks, right? There is a lot of question marks surrounding a ton of wide receivers this year because the quarterback play is suspect. You got Jonathan Mingo with a rookie quarterback. You got Michael Pittman with Anthony Richardson, a rookie quarterback. You've got Tank Dell, who was a rookie who was acquired in, who is now starting to build a connection with CJ Stroud, right? There's a lot of like rookie wide receivers, rookie quarterbacks in new places, a lot of question marks going on with the quarterback position, particularly this year. So it's imperative that you do still get relatively consistent wide receivers, but you got to make sure you aim high on the depth chart and make sure they are primed for a ton of volume. Okay, so if you do wait the mid rounds. All right, so safe wide receivers here. Gave you a couple here, keeping the content going. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. Leave this video a thumbs up and get the 16-round draft solution. I'm going to keep the content rolling for you guys. I appreciate you. We'll talk soon. I'm excited, guys, ramped up. And again, subscribe and follow on social media channels because I'm pumping out that content daily. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe out there. We'll talk soon. I'm out.